And finally, before we get to your questions, we have some news to announce.
Commissioner Kathy Engelberg, Commissioner of the WNBA, just announced that starting in 2025, the WNBA Finals format will change.
Chicago, what was supposed to be a celebration of flair, femininity, and franchise pride, quickly spiraled into a public spectacle for all the wrong reasons. The Chicago Sky rolled out their biggest promotional night of the season, Barbie Night at the United Center. Pink banners hung from the rafters. Fans were greeted with themed merchandise, photo booths, and hype videos centered around their rising star, Angel Reese, dubbed their very own Barbie. The marketing? Immaculate. The anticipation? Off the charts. But there was one glaring problem. Angel Reese never touched the court. Out with injury, Reese watched from the sidelines as her team crumbled under the lights they had so carefully arranged. And while the Sky tried to manufacture a magical night, the Indiana Fever brought something far more real. A 93-78 blowout that turned a celebration into a catastrophe. Without their superstar Caitlin Clark, the Fever walked into enemy territory and hijacked Chicago's biggest night of the year. The very arena the Sky reserved to make a statement became a symbol of their undoing. By the final buzzer, social media had declared it. This wasn't Barbie Night anymore. It was Fever Night. And what came next only made that message louder. They called it the next great rivalry. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Two rookies turned instant icons. The media couldn't resist the storyline. Iowa versus LSU, Indiana versus Chicago, elegance versus edge. ESPN ran the reels. TikTok ate it up. Commentators compared it to Magic versus Bird. On paper it was perfect, but let's be honest, this isn't a rivalry. It's a mirage. The Indiana Fever have now defeated the Chicago Sky in 6 of their last 7 meetings. That's not a back-and-forth slugfest. That's not even close. That's a blueprint for consistent domination. Yet the headlines keep spinning the same tale, two evenly matched forces clashing every time they meet. The truth? It's not a clash. It's a clinic, and it's time we stop pretending otherwise. Even without Clark in the lineup, the Fever walked into Chicago's most hyped event and dismantled them again. The scoreboard tells one story. The hype tells another. And at some point, we have to ask ourselves, are we buying into a rivalry that only exists in the promo reels? This season, the numbers don't lie, they scream. The Indiana Fever haven't just been beating the Chicago Sky. They've been dismantling them with surgical precision. 3 games, 3 wins, a combined margin of 77 points. That's not a coincidence. That's a systematic takeover. Let's break it down. Game 1, Indiana crushed Chicago by 35. Game 2, a 27-point rout. And now Game 3 on Barbie Night, no less, another 15-point blowout. These aren't close calls. These are statements delivered over and over again. And here's the chilling part for Chicago fans. Caitlin Clark didn't even play in this latest matchup. The Fever didn't need her. The blueprint was already drawn. They just followed it step by step, possession by possession, until the Sky collapsed under their own spotlight. At some point, this stops being about potential or marketing magic. It starts being about execution, depth, and mentality. And right now, Indiana has all 3. The Fever aren't just winning, they're sending a message. And Chicago? They're still pretending this is a rivalry. When the lights were brightest, Kelsey Mitchell didn't flinch, she ignited. With Caitlin Clark in street clothes, someone had to take command. And Mitchell didn't just answer the call, she made history. The veteran guard torched Chicago's defense for a season-high 35 points, shooting a blistering 12 of 19 from the field. She knocked down 7 3-pointers on 10 attempts, a scorching 70% from deep. Every shot? Smooth. Every decision? Calculated. And every possession? Dominated. But this wasn't just a big game, it was a franchise moment. With that performance, Mitchell joined Caitlin Clark as the only players in Fever history to record 35-plus points, 5-plus assists, and 5-plus made threes in a single game. That's an elite club, and Mitchell punched her ticket on the road, under the banners of her opponent's celebration. Her off-season work with a football trainer, yes, football, was on full display. Defensive back drills, footwork reps, lateral speed. All of it sharpened her edge. And in this game, Those angles and bursts became daggers. Fans came for Barbie night, but they left talking about Money Mitch. While Kelsey Mitchell headlined the show, two unexpected names quietly stole the spotlight: Michaela Timson and Chloe BBY. Let's start with Timson, the rookie with a veteran's poise. Coming off the bench, she delivered 14 points on 6 of 8 shooting, a stunning 75% efficiency. Every touch was purposeful, every finish fearless. And when Chicago tried to spark a comeback, it was Timson flying down the court, forcing turnovers, and converting fast break opportunities into dagger points. After the game, Mitchell called her the ultimate pro. No headlines, no drama, just quiet confidence and perfect execution. Then came Chloe BBY, a name nobody expected to make noise so soon. Signed to a 7-day contract just 4 days prior, BBY came in and drilled 8 points in just 10 minutes, including 2 cold-blooded three-pointers that stretched the floor and snapped Chicago's already waning spirit. Coach Stephanie White praised her instant impact, calling it exactly the kind of production you dream of from a fresh signing. These weren't just bench players logging minutes. They were game changers, proving that Indiana's identity isn't built on 1 or 2 stars. It's built on a system where every player matters. Chicago planned a celebration. Indiana sent in the replacements and still ran the party. If the Indiana Fever showcased composure and chemistry, the Chicago Sky revealed something far more troubling: a team spiraling from the inside out. After the final buzzer, head coach Tyler Marsh didn't sugarcoat it. He admitted his team was being exploited, that opponents had figured them out and worse. His players weren't executing the game plan. The tone wasn't hopeful. It was hollow. Then came the most revealing moment of the night. Rachel Bam, in a post-game interview, described the team's mindset with brutal honesty. "We had a screw-it mentality coming into the game. That's not strategy. That's surrender." And the results on the court matched that mentality. Sloppy rotations, late contests, poor communication. It wasn't just that the Sky lost, it was how easily it happened, even with their opponent missing their franchise star. This wasn't one bad game. This was a pattern, Chicago's 5th straight loss, dropping them to a dismal 7-18 on the season. And with the playoffs slipping further away, the Sky looked less like a team rebuilding and more like one resigned to collapse. Angel Reese was absent, but so was focus, fight, and belief. The Sky didn't just get outplayed. They got outclassed in every aspect, mentally, physically, and tactically. She never stepped on the court. She didn't take a single shot. And yet, Caitlin Clark owned the night. While the Chicago Sky hosted Barbie night, hoping to crown Angel Reese as the face of the franchise, it was Clark, dressed in street clothes, who captured the full attention of the United Center. Before tip-off, she spent over 20 minutes signing autographs for fans who came hoping to see her play. She didn't just wave. She made her way around 2/3 of the arena, smiling, connecting, signing until security gently tried to pull her away. And she still didn't stop. In a building built to celebrate someone else, Caitlin Clark was the main event. It wasn't just about fandom, it was about gravity. The crowd buzzed every time she stood up. Fever players drew louder cheers than Sky starters. And the social media clips? Brutal. Chicago's own promotion was hijacked by the star power of their opponent's injured rookie. This was supposed to be Angel Reese's moment. Instead, Clark outshined it with presence alone. And that tells you everything about where the spotlight truly lives in this so-called rivalry. Reese talks, Clark signs, and the fans? They've made their choice. In the aftermath of Chicago's most embarrassing night of the season, a deeper truth emerged. This isn't just about one game. This is about 2 franchises heading in opposite directions. The Indiana Fever now sit at 14-12, holding 3rd place in the Eastern Conference and just 2 games behind Atlanta. They've strung together wins with and without their star, showing depth, maturity, and a long-term vision that's beginning to pay off. Even while Caitlin Clark heals, the team climbs. Quietly, confidently. Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky are sliding. Their record? 7-18. Their playoff hopes? Fading fast. And their biggest themed nights? Ending in public humiliation. They keep scheduling games at premium venues like the United Center, keep building nights around hype, not performance, and every time, Indiana walks in and turns the show into a beatdown. The scoreboard isn't just about wins and losses anymore. It's a reflection of culture, leadership, and trajectory. One team is building a foundation with balance and belief. The other is scrambling to stay relevant in their own house. And if you've been watching closely, it's no longer about Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. It's about a Fever team making real noise, while the Sky keep hoping someone will notice their promotions. Only one of those strategies is working. Here's the part that should worry every team in the league. The Fever are doing all of this without Caitlin Clark. They've beaten Chicago by double digits, built a playoff run, and discovered a roster deeper than anyone expected. Mitchell has stepped up. Boston has anchored both ends. Timson and BBY delivered breakout performances. The system is working. The chemistry is real. The identity is forming. And yet, their most dangerous weapon hasn't even come back. Clark's return is being carefully managed. The Fever want her at 100%, rhythm intact, timing sharp. And when she does return, it won't be to a team still finding itself. It'll be to a battle-tested roster that's already proven it can win in high-pressure environments. She won't need to carry. She'll elevate. And that's the scariest part. This stretch without her, it's been a training ground, a confidence builder, proof that Indiana is no longer a one-woman show. When Clark slots back in, she joins a team that's cohesive, confident, and playoff-bound. So yes, fans should be excited about the next time she suits up. But the rest of the league? They should be worried, because this team wasn't built to go viral. It was built to compete and contend. And when Caitlin Clark returns, it may not just change Indiana's season. It might change the entire future of the